In early 2023, Cassie explained in an interview with The Cut that she was currently living the life she wanted to live. "Every decision is mine, every step is mine, there is no one to question or fear," he said. "I am not afraid of the decisions I make for myself, because they are mine and ultimately for the benefit of me and my family." According to shocking claims that surfaced on November 16, 2023, singer Cassie Ventura may have reacted differently during her relationship with ex-partner and ex-boss Sean Diddy Combs 10 years ago. The New York Times filed a lawsuit against Ventura Combs, alleging that she was trafficked and sexually assaulted by the music mogul and that she was the victim of his physical abuse for more than a decade. Combs has strongly denied the allegations through his attorney, Ben Brafman. The case was settled out of court a day after the civil suit was announced. During his time with Combs, Ventura insisted that his decisions were not his. According to the 35-page lawsuit, filled with trigger warnings, the then middle-aged Combs became romantically involved with her in the early 2000s after she was signed to Bad Boy Records. He was 19 years old. Combs was 37 years old. Ventura said in court that he was constantly captured and chased by Combs, who described himself as Ventura's father and protector. She claims that she was soon trapped in personal and professional relationships lacking autonomy. Ventura's plot describes the unfortunate but familiar story of a young, impressionable woman who enters the music industry with little to no experience and meets a powerful man who abuses that power. If you believe Ventura, Combs took advantage of her naivety and took complete control of her personal and professional life under the pretense that she had her best interest at heart. But in the case of Ventura, who is nearly 20 years younger than Combs, selfish agendas can manifest in dangerous ways. In Ventura's case, Combs' physical and mental abuse cost her more than a decade of freedom. Ventura's civil suit alleges that Combs frequently bragged about his wealth and power to intimidate her into complying with his demands. Ventura alleged in the lawsuit that he lured the singer into a lifestyle of drugs and alcohol and forced her to have sex with male sex workers on multiple occasions, often referred to by Combs as freak-offs, according to the lawsuit. "Sometimes I take pictures while looking at Foss," she said. Combs forced her to carry a gun in her purse several times to prove how dangerous he was. With the help of his network of loyal associates, the music executives would have disarmed Ventura's ability to defend himself at any time. Because of his money and status, the courts say he covered his tracks and avoided public prosecution for years. Meanwhile, Cassie says there are still wounds that haven't healed. Ventura said he was never able to talk about his experiences while living in a vicious cycle of abuse and incarceration. Even years after her divorce from Combs in 2018, she appeared to mock Ventura's injury claims during her acceptance speech for the entire team at the 2022 BET Awards, thanking Ventura for standing by her in dark times. However, they are surviving adults, but in New York, they are victims of sexual violence under 18, despite the fact that they have signed the possibility of passing a civil case, articles, contracts of the Law Association. He signed a contract and was hip. He had the courage to talk to one of the most powerful people in the music industry. A few years later, I am ready to speak with darkness in darkness. The laws of adult survivors are provided to Ventura in November 2022, Bellows and Bill Cosset, Harvey Weinstein, Donald Trump, including Bill Cosby. Priority, raid, attack, 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 raid. These civil suits mean that plaintiffs like Ventura cannot sue defendants for criminal charges and can instead seek monetary damages. However, civil charges like Combs's could lead to criminal charges if the state or government determines there is enough evidence to take legal action. While it may seem unfair to some, incidents like Ventura's have raised awareness of important laws that shut down powerful and violent workers in the industry. Ventura said that until November 2023, the deadline for extending adults in New York was quickly injured, and the rest of his life was injured. These people, including the foundation of a hip-hop reporter, including Dixon and Hip R.D. Barnes singer, talked to doctors. Dr. Russell Simmons and Nose do not talk about numerous documented reports in hip-hop, respectively. Simmons and Nas have denied the allegations. Despite the public record, none of these moments resulted in actual retaliation for hip-hop or its professional decline, which only serves to remind us of the glaring problem. Despite the flawed accusations, these rapists still have the audacity to treat women, and anyone should be outraged by his actions. Ventura's harrowing account of Combs' abuse may be the pinnacle of #MeToo coverage that hip-hop has been waiting for. Although the two men reached a settlement a day after Ventura filed a civil lawsuit, blocking a potential lawsuit that the Times said could be an embarrassing legal discovery process. For Combs, the taint of the allegations remains. The public won't forget everything that was said during the lengthy trial about Combs' menacing ways, from the car accident involving Ventura's ex-boyfriend Kid Cudi to the attack that left her with multiple black eyes, bruises and split lip during life. From Damage. Following news of Ventura's lawsuit, Danity Kane member Aubrey O'Day, D. Woods and Don Richards, who previously signed to Combs' label, and social media users rallied behind her with heartfelt messages and prayers for her peace and safety. Some scoured the internet for more examples of Combs' abuse, but the survivors' comments left the other side of the social network questioning Ventura's intentions toward Combs and quickly settling his civil suit. Typically, sexual assault lawsuits can take weeks, months, or even years to resolve, so Ventura's case is certainly a rare case that shocked many. Combs' attorney said in a statement, Combs' decision to settle the lawsuit is without prejudice to the claimant's complete refusal to fight back and expose their abusers in court. With husband Alex Fine, whom the singer married in 2019, even fewer people have the chance to heal in the happy future she seems to have found with her two daughters, Frankie and Sunny. The good news for all sexual assault survivors is that Ventura's story will eventually be made public and, more importantly, documented. Of course, it is difficult to expect change when sexual assault and violence are difficult to prosecute in the United States. According to the National Rape, Violence and Incest Network, 2 out of 3 cases of sexual assault are not reported to the police because many women, especially women, fear persecution not only from the perpetrator but also from society. It's hard for people, including black women, celebrities or not, to trust us even when we have the courage to come forward. We've seen this happen with Megan Thee Stallion and other women in the industry mentioned above. Even the rich and beloved Ventura faced some backlash. Still, there's strength in knowing her case will focus more on laws that favor marginalized survivors, such as California's sexual assault and strict liability statutes cited in her civil case. Ventura's story may not be a watershed moment in holding not only Combs accountable, but hip-hop and the entire music industry, but it may lead to another brave moment for survivors who can use their voices to create change. How many other women will finally look in the mirror and face the misogyny and violence they have seen reflected for so long?